I killed them with laughter. Hi, welcome back to another Pathfinder After Righteous, and the Queen left Drezen in a bit of a mess. There's demons everywhere. I mean, come on. She just decided, you know what, I am done with all this, and I'm going to take my crusaders and up and go. Of course, we don't know exactly where she's gone, but she's definitely up and went. So, to be honest, we're now looking for the Storyteller, who believes he might know where she is gone. So, that's something.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
We march ahead.
Maybe we can find what Queenie got into her head and just upped and left. She's just rude. That's what she is. All that hard work and getting Drezen, and it's only been 6 months. You know, we didn't even have Drezen for that long. Just absolute nuts. Oh. Stash.
Our path leads on.
She leave me then. Ooh, what's this? A hide skin from a magical creature. As it retains some of its magical properties, such as material, is greatly valued by artisans who craft charmed items. Okay.
I
There
will
he
guide
is.
us.
The Storyteller turns to you calmly. Long months have passed, Commander, but even while you were away on the other plane, I could hear your brave heart beating. That sound never stopped for a second. Finian laughs. You're a lively one, Grandpa. Elf, always finding yourself in the most dangerous spots. I'm still glad to see you, though. Although, you'd be safer tucked up by a fire somewhere. How have things been these past 6 months? We spent that time serving the Queen to the best of our abilities. But a week ago, after she announced her decision to proceed with the crusade, many of us came to the conclusion that we could not go with her, because we did not believe that you were truly dead. We humbly declined the honors offered to us, and remained here to wait on your return. It was an easier decision for me than for others, had I encountered you in the abyss. And I knew you were alive, but not everyone believed me. And then yesterday I had a vision. I was leafing through pages that you had collected for me, and suddenly I saw the future. Not the future clamoring to be told by Paige in my hands, but your future. The future of a person who first brought that page to me. In my vision, you return from the abyss marked by new powers that wound around you like snakes. Your voice made the earth tremble, people and demons dropped to their knees, and Iomedae herself extended you a helping hand. But the only thing you were concerned with was the whereabouts of the banner that the Queen Galfrey had taken with her. The Storyteller shakes his head. I know what I saw is difficult to believe, but I am in the habit of trusting my visions. So I hurried to the Citadel to lay my hands on some of Queen Galfrey's possessions and try to discern where she went and where your banner is now. Do you know where the Queen went? Oh, it wasn't easy, I'll say. I see the Queen's future and her past as if looking through shattered glass. Multiple visions come at one after further, distorting the picture. The queen is in mortal danger, at a crossroads of her fate, and her every step may prove fatal. But I did not give up, no, and as fortune smiled upon me, I touched her goblet and learned where she was leading her army. Her Majesty decided to march for Iz. A bold move, one worthy of a queen who was not accustomed to hiding. My, that was indeed a bold move, my dear cousin. No doubt about it. As bold as stepping into a volcano. When you're dealt a crappy cards and you see you're cooked anyway, the only thing left to do is to go all in, cross your fingers and hope for the best. It's still better than sitting on your butt waiting to be killed. Unfortunately, the consequence of the rash decisions of the monarchs fall upon the heads of the entire nations, and, what's worse, they fall upon our heads, because we shall have to clean up the mess afterwards. This is an utterly anti-scientific method of acquiring information, and that's what makes it so interesting. I'll have to conduct a series of experiments involving you, to establish how you react to various objects, to identify patterns in the amount of information that you receive from them. The storyteller smiles. You have already said that, in exactly those words. You even conducted your experiments. You handed me shards to hold. Once you brought me a huge club, and another time you gave me a live hedgehog. And then you said that the experiment was a failure, and immediately forgot all about it. Really? Well, if I decided to forget all about it, that must mean I didn't learn anything of interest. I won't remember this time either. Nenia winks and looks around. So what were we talking about? Iz. The place sounds familiar. Can you remind me of the details? Oh, Iz. The city that hangs over the abyss. It once was the citadel of a legendary ruler, the capital of Sarkoris. But now demons are tearing it apart, making a mockery of its former glory. 2/3 of its magnificent streets and proud towers have collapsed into the world wound. But the city still holds on, just as Sarkoris holds on, defeated, but refusing to die. Oh, we must leave this place. It's time for the final battle of Drezen. The storyteller nods. Yes. Your arrival has changed everything. After we lost Drezen, it felt as if the light of hope had left us forever. But you are just like the sword of valor. You are the banner of our victory. There's one more thing. The storyteller pauses for a while. In the shattered fragments that form her fate, I can sense your presence, and I am convinced that the Queen could sense it too. No one can say what your next encounter will lead to, but there is one thing I know for certain. Queen Galfrey's fate and yours are tightly intertwined. Oh no. Rumbles. And the music's just got epic. Hold on. Oh no! There are too many of them!
Oh, it's useless! We're done for!
Oh, don't fall back! Hold the line! A huge, oily Nalfeshnee is waiting for you with his arms folded.
Here comes the commander, kids! So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you, and look what's happened to them. Do you actually think you can rescue them? Who do you think you are?
Who sent this army here, you beast?
Oh, we all serve our master, Baphomet, Lord of the Labyrinth. He promised us Drezen, and your skin as a doormat.
Fighters of Drezen, don't give up.
Do you really believe they can hear you? All your pathetic attempts to win turns to ashes, don't you see? And this is the great heroine everyone is so afraid of. Come on, show us what you've got. What are you waiting for, eh? Can't you hear them screaming? Why aren't you rushing to help them?
Ah, that's right.
Just a mortal insect that bit off more than it can chew. You're nobody.
Requires the legend to mythic path. Cries Trickster. Okay, hold on. Follow your instincts. I have to. I'm a trickster. Oh, I am a nobody. Just a scrawny little mortal. I couldn't even dream of competing with the Tower of Might and authorities such as yourself. But you know, you'd better flee. The King of Drezen is on his way here, and he's not someone you'd want to mess with. Power rushes through your body, almost ripping it apart. The wound in your chest bursts open in a spray of bloody droplets. The might bestowed upon you by the Abyss and Areelu Vorlesh erupts into the world, and you pay for it in the purest of agony.
What is this rubbish you're mumbling about? What, king? Oh, if you mean your waste of a queen, she won't help. Forget about her. She's gone, and she won't be coming back. Her corpse is all ready. Hey! What's that noise?
Onward! Onward, my army, my knights, my valorous orcs, my proud stags, my saber-toothed melodians. Thrash this scum and kick him out of my capital!
Hail to the king! Bottoms up and demons down!
The king's entourage spills down the street after him. They walk, staggering and breathing wine vapors, each dressed in their own fashion, bawling songs at the top of their lungs. A hilarious sight. But not to the demons. Being effortlessly stomped into the cobblestones by the courtiers.
This is your entire army! A bunch of drunkards! It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Look at them swaying. Listen to them singing. I can't take it. My sides.
The demon laughs, hiccuping and snorting. This huge, fat body shaking violently with irrepressible laughter. I killed them with laughter. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. You could have done with you like 2 seconds ago. An incredible silence suddenly descends over the city. It is broken by the solemn sound of fanfares that seem to come from far away, everywhere, and nowhere all at once. All eyes are turned to the huge stained glass window of the city's main cathedral. It begins to glow with a soft light, and in the next breath, a lone figure steps out of the glass into the cobblestones of Drezen.
Knight Commander, at last we meet.
There is no mistaking her. Iomedae, the goddess who has deigned to descend to the world of mortals. Your companions shield their faces, unable to withstand her radiance. The surviving demons quiver to the townsfolk, fall to their knees, but the deity's eyes are on you, and you alone. I greet you, Light of the Sword.
And I greet you, Knight Commander. I suppose you are asking yourself why I am here. Gods must not interfere directly in the affairs of mortals. But what is happening here, in the World Wound, is no longer the concern of mortals alone.
Okay.
And this is proof. This fortress has witnessed so many horrors and miracles. It makes me wonder how it still stands. The power that lives in you is alluring, unhinged, and can break the laws of reality itself. It is dangerous.
Well, if used in the right hands,
You have secured another victory. But in exchange, you have let your followers fall into the grip of insanity. Is this truly your path? Do you really hope to prevail over chaos with more chaos?
Well, there's chaos, as in the world wound, demons killing everyone, then there's chaos of just being drunk. And to be honest, a little bit of merriment makes the world feel slightly better than what the world wound has left it.
But I did not come here to reproach you, or to bewail the fate of the unfortunate defenders of Drezen. I wish to stop the forces of evil and defend Golarion, both from Daskari's violent rage and from Noticula's insidiousness. But that is not my only goal. I have come here to restore justice, for justice is the birthright of all. That's why I hail you as a heroine who has triumphed over the demons many times. At the same time, I grieve for you, as for a soul that is caught in a web of demonic deceit and villainy.
I've achieved more in my crusade than all the other crusaders achieved in 100 years. So if you think you're going to criticize me for using my powers, think again.
I am not here to offer reproach. I am here to warn you. In that moment, when my poor herald was being torn apart by monsters, he found the strength to send me a message about what he had learned in the Abyss. You were in Elushanira, where you spoke with the Lady in Shadow and the Architect of the World Wound. They confessed what they had done to you, but they did not reveal the whole truth.
Well, the demons.
Both you and this unfortunate world will have to pay dearly for the power that they so generously bestowed upon you. But all is not yet lost. That is why I have come.
Oh, it's Noticula. The walls of Drezen shake again, and with a ringing laugh, a black shadow appears before the shining goddess, Noticula in the flesh. Standing beside her is Areelu Vorlesh, who stares at the goddess with ice-cold rage in her eyes.
Who here has been taking my name in vain? Ah, it's you, the Inheritor. What's this? Our worst fears have come to pass. The gods are flocking to Golarion. This merry little tinderbox could ignite at any moment, reducing the material plane to dust.
I did not come here to fight.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you were good for anything else. Forgive me, that was unfair of me. Judging by your successes over the last 100 years, fighting is not your forte. After all, the wound is still there, as far as I know. So why are you here? If you have come to meddle in my affairs, don't expect me simply to stand aside.
This party really getting started now. Who'll be next to arrive? Kate and Caroline, perhaps?
The two of us will be more than enough. Listen to what I have to tell you. If she wishes to be present for this conversation, so much the better. Do you hear me, Noticula? You and your servant are under no obligation to leave. I have come here to shed the light of truth. Let us see if you both can withstand its merciless radiance. I cannot change the flow of mortal history by force. After all, the world wound is their doing, although committed at the behest of the Abyss. But sometimes force is unnecessary, and truthful words are all it takes.
The goddess who was mortal not so long ago is eager to judge us for our sins now. My sin, to be precise. What lies behind your eagerness, proud Iomedae? Righteous wrath? Or perhaps fear? Watch out. A simple mortal woman has learned how to grant powers to others. Powers which are beyond the wildest dreams of many Imperial lords. This must be stopped, forbidden, taken away immediately. After all, what need will we have for all these arrogant gods once we become their equals?
Silence. It is impolite to interrupt your elders. But you know, Inheritor, she does have a point. What are you going to do now? Break my weapon, which has made so many victories possible, and only because she received that weapon from my profane hands, and the entire affair must therefore be profane also? What real reasons do you have, save those born of your envy, your capriciousness, and your suspicions?
My reasons are quite real, as you well know. That is why you appeared here in such haste, is it not? You have woven a delicate lace of half-truths, Noticula. From you and your servant, the Knight Commander has learned that she is bound to the world wound, that she is slowly dying because of its influence, and that she is yet capable of closing it. But you withheld a crucial piece of information. You never told her that closing the wound won't save her from death. For this lock will destroy the key to which it is bound. The one who closes the world wound will die along with it.
I see. I kind of expected it wouldn't be all freaking, balloons and roses.
That is true. I tried to tell you back in Illusionera, but I was not allowed to. It is an unavoidable consequence of this process. To stitch two planes together as I have stitched Galarian and the Abyss, the soul of a mortal must be woven with the essence of the Abyss. To undo this seam, the original soul, the key, must be ripped apart. No one could survive such a process.
In other words, I'll die if I don't close the wound, and I'll die if I do close it?
It is true. Now do you see the perils of accepting a demonic gift? No matter how much power the Abyss gives you, that power will always be tainted by lies and misfortune. This is the justice I promised you. The right to know the whole truth, and not to be a plaything in the hands of abyssal spawn.
Noticula, were you trying to hide this from me?
Trying, you say? I successfully hid the truth from you for as long as I deemed necessary. Are you expecting me to explain myself? My goal is to close the world wound, not to grant you a happily ever after.
And what if I'm willing to sacrifice my life if it means closing the world wound?
Oh, how noble. For a brief moment, I even felt some regret that we demons are incapable of such lovely feelings.
You see now, Inheritor, my little protege has more nobility in her than you expected. Shame on you.
This nobility is exactly why I came here. To help the Knight Commander learn the truth, and to show her that she has been used. Besides, I do not believe that you have been acting for selfless reasons, Lady in Shadow. Honesty and nobility have never counted among your virtues. You own the main source of Nahindrian crystals, and your servant Areelu has learned how to break the laws of the universe with their help. Can it be that the ruler of darkness and mistress of assassins has not conceived a way to use this formidable gift for her own benefit?
Accusations, suspicions, all completely hollow, just like your bright-eyed pretty little head. It's a pity you inherited Eridan's sword, but not his sharp mind. I have but one goal now. To stop the armies of that lecherous billygoat and that gluttonous bug from strutting around my domain as if it were their own. I don't give a fig whether it will help mortals or hurt them. If the enemy of your enemy makes you a mutually beneficial proposition, you would have to be a complete idiot to say no.
Okay, let me just say I'm entertaining this idea, but what if I reject this power?
You will live.
I see.
You will lose everything that makes life worth living.
Okay.
You will spoil a brilliant endeavor and destroy the lives of thousands of mortals who will be devoured by the legions of demons coming from the abyss. Aside from that, you won't do anything extraordinary at all.
Okay, at the moment, I'm not ready to give up my powers. Well, now, I'm finally starting to understand the rules of this game.
Yes. The power that Nahindrian crystals grant you will bring about nothing but your own demise. The branches of the Tree of Sin are vast and verdant, but its only fruit is death. You will not be able to save yourself unless you reject everything that has been foisted upon you. Now you know everything.
No, we're not quite finished with the revelations yet. Few secrets remain to be revealed, but they will be worth the wait. Does this look familiar? Do you remember the similar wound above your own heart? I have given you enough hints. Come on, ask me the question I have been waiting for.
I received my wound because of you, Areelu. Implanted the essence of the abyss in my soul when you expanded the world wound. My question is, why do you have a similar wound? Could it be because you used your own soul as a key when you first opened the world wound?
That's right. And this means that the world wound actually has 2 keys.
Okay, what does that mean?
Good question. Just imagine. I have wasted so much time chasing the key to the world wound, and the key was right under my nose this whole time. Areelu, my love, come over here.
Oh, damn! Areelu does not look like someone who has been cornered. Without a trace of fear, she gives you a faint nod, and then makes a barely discernible gesture with her hand, and disappears as if she was never here.
Wait! I said wait! That little bitch. I knew she would betray me sooner or later, but I never expected such an idiotic stunt. But everything seems to be falling into place quite nicely. You see, you don't have to die after all. Areelu opened the world wound, and Areelu will be the one who closes it, whether she likes it or not. Although, someone will need to catch her first, and this will require certain powers.
Okay, well...
Yes, Areelu Vorlesh will pay for her crimes with her life. Her flight confirms that our suppositions were correct. But now we know that the world wound can be sealed with her blood. You have no reasons to remain indebted to the Abyss and indulge the Queen of the Succubi. Reject her gift, and secure your victory while being the person you were before Areelu Vorlesh corrupted you. Win as a mortal, and become a legend among mortals.
She's talking rubbish. True, we gave you the power, but it was you who chose how to wield it. It belongs to you, and it will remain yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. But first, you must use it to close the world wound. You aren't going to catch this world's most powerful witch, and a half-demon one at that, with your bare hands, are you?
Both the goddess and the demon lord stares at you expectantly. I kind of get the gist of the situation. Iomedae is wanting me to get rid of my powers. Noticula wants me to keep them. Before I make my decision, I want to ask Iomedae some questions. And is it Iomedae or Iomedae or Iomedae or, you know, really, can I just call you Immy? Or Mede? I've really had right trouble saying your name.
Ask, and you shall have your answers.
You gained your own power from a starstone. How is my power any different?
My ascension was not accomplished in one day, and even the test of the Starstone was only one of its stages. I did not merely gain power, I embraced a sacred duty. Your power, on the other hand, stems not from long hours of study, not from trials. It is not the natural talent you were born with and carefully honed throughout your life. It is the result of an evil soul's deranged experiment with the blood of dead abyssal lords.
I mean, I could argue, you know, I didn't have this power at the very beginning. I fell to the ground. Yes, Areelu did save me, but, you know, and then there was the crystal that you enslaved all those angels, and then I had this brightness, and then, you know, it was a gradual thing. It didn't just wake up one day and was all powerful. You imprisoned entire hosts of angels inside the wardstones. Why did you do that to them? Huh?
Every one of my angels volunteered for that mission. They all knew what kind of watch they were going to keep. They knew that it would be a hard and exhausting battle, but that the lives of mortals throughout Golarion would depend on it. Alas, angels' minds can be as fragile as the minds of mortals. In less than 100 years, many wavered, and wished to break the oath they had sworn. I do not blame them. I blame myself for allowing them to take on a burden that was too heavy for them.
And yet, you didn't come down from your throne and release them. Did you send your herald to follow me to the abyss? Or did he go of his own free will?
He acted on his own noble impulse, and I did not stop him. I also did not try to dispel his misconception about you being my chosen one. I do not lie, but both celestial beings and mortals can be mistaken.
Indeed. Huh?
She doesn't lie, sure. She merely withholds some of the truth. For the noblest of reasons, of course.
Of course. Do you know what happened to your herald?
My herald, my loyal companion, was captured, and now demons are using him to attack Drezen. They're holding him in the Ivory Labyrinth, Baphomet's realm of the Abyss. It is a place I cannot go, not even to save my faithful friend. For doing so would start an interplanar war. Right now, as we speak, Baphomet's servants are torturing the hand of the Inheritor. Tormented and anguished, he reaches for you with his thoughts and his soul. I cannot tell if he sees you as a great unfulfilled hope, or a last chance. But Baphomet knows well how to exploit such desperate yearning.
I hope we go and are able to save him, and kind of show him how wrong he is.
He has turned my herald into a source of power to open temporary portals. They do not last long, but they lead from the dungeon where the hand of the Inheritor suffers, right to your doorstep. Baphomet does not need to lead his armies through the rifts. Now he can send them right here. As long as my poor herald remains in the hands of that monster, this will not stop. I cannot say if it is still possible to save him, or if putting him out of his misery is the only way. I cannot openly ask you to intervene. But if you decide to do so, you will be helping both yourself and the one who chose the martyr's path when he followed you into the abyss.
I mean, he didn't really choose the martyr's path. He just jumped to conclusions, thought I was a bad demon thing, that I was gonna, destroy the world, which everyone seems to think. Ever since I acquired these powers, everyone has believed me to be Iomedae's chosen. Why didn't you just come down and dispel this misunderstanding?
At first, I did not know who you were, or where your powers originated. This was revealed to me only when my herald offered up his dying prayer from the depths of the abyss. And following his desperate plea, I sought to confirm my suspicions. Until that point, I had observed you without intervening. After all, your crusade was securing victories, the first Golarion had seen in many years, so even if it was not I who had sent you into battle, it felt unfair to undermine you.
Well, there goes my argument. I am winning the crusades. Surely my power isn't that bad.
In other words, our Imperial guest had no problem with your power, as long as she didn't know where it came from. She didn't even share her suspicions with her own herald. And after all that, someone dares to claim that demons are the most deceitful creatures?
To be honest, gods are deceitful, aren't they? Aren't they?
You should not blame someone else if you base your accusations on vague suspicions rather than solid proof. You call my behavior deceitful. You, of all creatures, who kept the commander ignorant of the fate you had chosen for her? Indeed, the insolence of demons knows no bounds.
A demon lord stands before you. Why don't you destroy her right here now?
I could. But then every other demon lord would decide that he or she was next and stand against me. In response to that, the Imperial lords would take up arms. Then Hell, Heaven, and Elysium would join the conflict. A war would break out, one which mortals could not hope to survive.
Why have you decided to descend to the world of mortals at this particular moment?
As I have already said, I am here to open your eyes to Noticula's lies and to prevent more calamities in the future. You are at a crossroads now. I will not force you to do anything, but you needed to learn the truth and have the chance to cleanse yourself.
Why do you think that Areelu does everything possible to lead us to the idea that she was also a key?
The impulses that drive a soul as black as hers are beyond my comprehension. Perhaps she was startled by my arrival and decided not to bother keeping a secret that was bound to be revealed. Or perhaps she is up to some cunning scheme. Be on your guard. The architect of the World Wound will surely try to bring you down. For if she truly is a key, then it must mean that she will die sooner or later due to the influence of her own horrible creation. And that means that sacrificing you is her only chance of survival.
No more questions for you.
It is time to make your decision then.
Hold on. Noticula, I have some questions for you too.
If you have questions, ask away.
Why did you hide the fact that closing a world wound would kill me?
Because if I'd told you the truth, you would have refused to do it. But you're not angry with me, are you? After all, everything has worked out perfectly fine. We found another key. So now you can live and enjoy your life. Provided that you catch Areelu, of course.
Okay, but now that we've decided to use Areelu to close the world wound, I mean, did we just decide that? I'm pretty sure everyone else has decided this. Do you still want me to keep the powers I acquired from her?
Of course I do. Firstly, you'll need those powers to catch Areelu and bring her to Threshold. Surely you don't think she'll willingly fall into your hands, and the demonic hordes will politely make way for you. And secondly, the powers Areelu gave you protect you from dying before your time. None of us want the wound to kill you prematurely.
Okay.
You are extremely useful to me alive. After all, if you let Areelu slip through your fingers, we can always go back to the original plan for closing the wound.
Areelu deliberately led us to the idea that she was the key too. Why?
Apparently, she understood that her secret was about to be revealed anyway, so she decided to leave in style. What human female over 100 years old wouldn't feel flattered at being the center of attention? Although she could have other reasons. She obviously wanted us to understand everything and immediately rush off in pursuit of her. She's probably been preparing for a war of all against all for a long time, and now she wants to wage it on her own terms. Expect treachery and traps wherever you go.
See, Noticula seems to be the only one really telling me almost the truths. Where could Areelu have fled to?
No, let's think. She's hidden in the abyss before. She won't dare to return there now. Not only to my realm, but to any other either.
Okay, kinda...
Even if Baphomet and Discari both take it upon themselves to guard Areelu personally, that won't stop me from sneaking in, slitting her throat, and leaving undetected. And she knows that. If I were her, I would hide in a place where the powers of her enemies were uncertain, and her own power was close to unlimited. I say you should look for her here, in the World Wound.
Aren't you afraid to stand in the presence of a goddess? I don't think she does, because she just kind of explained that, but we're gonna ask her anyway.
Tut tut, how rude! I wouldn't say the girl is that hideous. I admit her face is far from perfect. Her body too, to be honest. But all in all, not bad. I've seen worse.
Your theatrics are too transparent to offend me, demon. At least, they can hardly offend me more than the very fact of your existence.
Do you really plan to use me to become a goddess yourself?
That is nothing but the wild speculation of a little girl who gained celestial power through no merit of her own, and now fears that others may do the same, forcing her to share her place in the spotlight. Do I want to become a goddess? Of course I do. Who wouldn't? Can you help me with that? Sadly, no.
Okay, well, as long as I know I can't help with it. Maybe.
Of course, Areelu used to blather on about how her brilliant invention could bake gods like pies. But between you and me, the cleverer the inventor, the larger their ego becomes. So far, she hasn't managed to create anything stronger than you. And no offense, but you're no match for any deity.
She's got a point. I pretty much got murdered by Baphomet. I have no more questions.
Very well. It's time for you to make your decision, then.
No. I want to ask my companions for advice. What do you think about all this?
After I rejected my demonic past, I lost some of my previous abilities. It was difficult, but I coped with it. You are stronger than me, so there's no way that you won't get through this. Cast off the power of the abyss and follow your own path.
Okay, no. Someone just tell me to do what I want.
Don't even try to tell me that you are seriously considering rejecting your power. Power grants you the freedom to do whatever you wish. And you are prepared to simply toss it aside to become a nobody?
I mean, she has a good point, but why did she have to have the good point?
Your power doesn't lie in magic tricks. You know it doesn't. Your real power is inside you. You can win without tricks. I will help you.
You're freaking adorable.
As a cave monster who's going to grow old and die in about 10 years' time, I can tell you this. There's no power in the world that's worth selling yourself out to the abyss for. Being the invincible companion of the magical commander was fun and all, but we don't need it. It doesn't really matter how much magic they've heaped on you. You're the commander because you have the heart and mind of a true commander. Screw your power. Don't betray yourself. That way, we'll win.
Oh, I don't want to disappoint Lan.
I don't see any reason for deliberation. Your power is chaotic and capricious, and it originates from a demonic source. I doubt you can even control it. Heed the words of the goddess. Reject it. And then we will hunt down Areelu Vorlesh and deliver the punishment she deserves.
Iomedae has spoken. What more is there to say? If there's a way to get rid of this demonic filth, do it.
I do not think the source of your power really matters.
This!
What matters is how you use it.
This! Soizel, mwah, love you.
Someone pinch me. We are standing in the presence of the most pompous goddess in the world, debating whether we should listen to her or send her packing along with her invaluable opinions. I shall remember this moment for the rest of my life. Even as I stand in Pharasma's court, I shall tell this story to anyone who will listen. As for your question, by all means, tell her to go to the abyss. The power is yours, and yours alone.
So we've got Camellia, Darian, Soizel. 4. Ember against, Regil against, Lan against. And of course, she's a paladin, so she's against, of course.
I hate it when they corner you and demand answers out of you. But fine, I'll tell you what I think. With you, I've always had my freedom, Chief, so I'll speak freely. Be who you are and don't count on gifts from nobody. You gave me the same advice back in Alishanira, remember? And I've never regretted following it. Maybe you won't have the powers you had before, but do you really need somebody's permission to do what you want to do? That's what it's all about.
He's got a point.
In another situation, I would have said this was all nonsense. But when we started working together, you were just an extravagant and artistic person, but now your powers are influencing you more and more. You're losing your sanity.
Am I?
And I'm afraid it won't be long before you turn into a raving lunatic who goes around swearing that the moon is made of cheese.
Wait, the moon isn't made of cheese? I've been lied to.
Your powers are interesting from a theoretical point of view. You are an experiment started by Areelu Vorlesh, and terminating it before it is complete would be foolish, not to mention impolite.
Why ask for advice if you've no intention of heeding it? You'll just go ahead and do whatever harebrained thing you feel like. All right then, War Chief, here's my advice. If you've got any sense left at all, give up these cursed powers before they drive you completely mad.
I don't like all this. I've made my decision.
I am waiting for your answer. I hope you will choose wisely.
I feel bullied.
Quite right. Make your choice, and make it the right one.
I truly do. I feel like I have been bullied. I do. I feel like I've been bullied. Your soul goes stronger, making your whole existence a miracle. You get new powers that send beyond limits. One doesn't need to be a mythic creature, an otherworldly being, or a deity's chosen to become a hero. This path may be grueling and full of temptation, but the mortals who tread it fully earns the right to call themselves true legends. I don't know what to do. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put up a post, and I'm going to see what is said then. I might not choose either, or I still might just stick with Trickster. I don't know. See, the thing is with Legend is I don't know how to level up. Yeah. And if I... Yeah, I'm gonna put a post up, and we're then gonna decide then. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.